Hi, thank you for joining us for Travel Talk Tuesday. We are live streaming across YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. I am here with my behind the scenes partner, Alex, and there is Charlie, our guest also. So we are going to be talking about Costa Rica today.
I'm excited.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm excited.
Oh, good. Me too. So I'm Lainey Melnick. Oh, I didn't put my Do Not Disturb on. I'm sorry. Let me do that. I'm Lainey Melnick, the owner of Dream Vacations, Lainey Melnick and Associates out of the Westlake Hills area of Austin, Texas. And we are freezing today. We have a snow day in Austin, which is so unusual. So maybe we'll get a whole bunch of viewers who are snowed in. And Charlie is the owner of Charlie the Traveler. They are a tour operator, one of my partners that do tours all over the world, 30 countries, and he is my global travel expert that we're going to talk destinations. So today we're talking Costa Rica, one of my favorites. I love Costa Rica. Got a Pacific coast, you got a Caribbean coast, you've got jungle, you've got volcano, adventure, excitement. So where should we start?
Where you should fly into and out of.
Okay.
Because a lot of people will make the mistake of flying in and out of the capital. And I generally discourage that because you're going to backtrack. It's better that you arrive at the Liberia airport and you fly out of the San Jose airport.
Okay. And sometimes I do differently depending on where I'm sending them. So if I'm sending to Manuel Antonio, which is south, sometimes I start them in San Jose. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, if you only have 4 or 5 days, we also do these shorter itineraries. I can see why somebody's just going to fly into San Jose, do Manuel Antonio, go back to the capital, fly out. But if somebody wants to see all the highlights throughout the country, my personal opinion, you're better to fly into one of the 2 airports, fly out of the 2 airports, meaning fly into Liberia, fly out of San Jose.
Right. Yeah, totally. I get that. Do you have headphones by any chance? You've got really bad echo behind you today.
I don't have headphones.
Oh, okay.
The app is bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll deal. So before I start, I forgot to say, hit the QR code and go to my links. My link to enter our quarterly contest this quarter is the $10,000 for any vacation win, or prize. So it is a fantastic prize. It's our best prize of the year. So go ahead and hit the QR code and enter to win the contest. And if you'd like to put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday in your comments on any of the platforms that we are on, we will give you a $50 gift certificate towards any Charlie the Traveler tour that you book through Lainey or any of my team. So please do. All right. So getting back to Costa Rica. So how many different tours do you offer?
Well, the main one is just like the grand tour of it, which takes 11 days, 10 nights. And the first destination on that is Tamarindo Beach, which is reached to the Liberia airport. So you did mention Manuel Antonio.
Yeah.
That is the most popular beach in the country. The second most popular is Tamarindo.
It's great for surfing.
It is.
Yeah.
And they also do some fire shows in the nighttime. I don't know if you ever watched one of those where you have dinner right on the sand. And as you're having dinner, people will approach you and do these little fire shows.
Yeah, I love it's not a real super touristy area. It's like if you want touristy, you go to Guanacaste region, which is all inclusives, and they don't have great beaches. So I did want to point out that Costa Rica beaches are rocky. They're really not like the white sand turquoise water kind of beach. So don't go there if you are like a beach person and you just want beachy water activities, unless it's surfing. They're great at surfing. And they do have one white sand beach or a couple, but it's not like throughout the country. Oh, Charlie, we lost you. Hold on. There you go. Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, it is more an adventure enthusiast destination. It's for especially families and couples who want to do things like rappelling, zip lining, horseback riding, these
whitewater rafting.
Exactly. So if you want to just hang out at the beach and vacation, There's other destinations not too far from there that are going to be a better fit for you. But if you're, the father, the mom, you want to go out with your kids are 15 plus, that kind of thing, and you want to see them rappelling down waterfalls, that,
Yeah.
now Costa Rica is the right place for you. So just people know
Yeah.
that it's a place that people want to do stuff. It's an adventurous fantasy.
Exactly. And I did go there with my teenagers, and it was perfect because we did the whitewater rafting, we did the ATVing, we rappelled down waterfalls. And I am not a great, highly athletic person. So I rappelled down the waterfalls. I was able to do it. It's not that hard to do. It was super fun. So yeah, it's a great destination if you want activity. And one of my friends owns Tabacon in Arenal, which is like a fabulous. It's where the volcano is. So hot springs, beautiful area around there. I love that area too. Okay, let's get back to your tour and how you take people around.
The day of arrival, depending on what time you actually do arrive, we will take you to the Tamarindo Beach, and that's where you go horseback riding. If you arrive early enough, if you can't, then we take you in the morning of day 2. But most people will arrive early enough to where we can go to these 2 beaches, not far from Tamarindo, and they are cute beaches. They're really good for horseback riding. The second day is when you take the boat ride out the coastline, and it's a sunset cruise. The sunset there is really, really nice. You're going to hear that in a lot of destinations, but that one's really nice. Have you done that one, Lainey?
Yeah, I love that. Where are you just doing a sunset cruise?
It's out near Tamarindo, but when you come back and you return to Tamarindo, the colors are incredible. I mean, it's like purple and red and that kind of thing.
I think the only cruise I took over there was like through the some park that had alligators or crocodiles and stuff out there. I don't remember the sunset. I think we were too early for that thing.
So, yeah, that's typically what they do on the second day. On the third day, some people want a day off to kind of just take a break before they continue. Other people just say, let's move along, especially for those who don't have as much time. We relocate by shuttle to Monteverde. And Monteverde is where the famous zip lining is. There's other places in the country where they do zip lining, but that one by far is the most famous, and in my opinion, the best.
Yeah. I can't remember where I ziplined, but we ziplined with howler monkeys around us. I mean, it's a totally different kind of zipline experience than when you go someplace that the zipline is just like out in the middle of the nowhere, like you're just on a beach going on a zipline. You're in jungles, you've got monkeys all over the place. It was just I love that experience.
It's one of the best on earth because you're doing it in a cloud forest. So the scenery is really pretty. I think what you describe right now are places where you're going zip lining, but you're going zip lining strictly for the purpose of zip lining.
Yeah.
This one, you're sightseeing, and you're sightseeing through these zip lines. That's the difference.
Yeah, and so Costa Rica, I don't know if it's different now than when I went, but they're not big on regulations. So like my daughter who was little, she fell off her horse during horseback riding. They let me go totally upside down on the zip line, like zip lining upside down. I mean, it was awesome and I felt totally safe, but they don't care what you do.
There's also a night tour inside that cloud forest. That cloud forest also has the hanging bridges.
Yes.
So that's the other famous thing to be doing over there.
Yeah, and some people might be a little scared. Like you're on hanging bridges, and it's it wobbles a little bit, but it was. I mean, I didn't have any problem with it, but I don't have any fear of heights or anything.
Yeah, nothing to fear. Everybody's fun. They're fun. Once you kind of understand what they're about, they are a lot of fun. So after that, we will relocate by shuttle to the La Fortuna area. That's in the mountains now, and that's where you have the famous volcano. We've done a lot of these shows now, Lainey, and some of them I talk about that are purely private. Some of them are semi, it's a little private. Costa
Hmm.
Rica is a shared experience. When we get big groups, we will do it on a private basis,
Hmm.
but usually it's done on a shared basis. So the zip lining, for example, the horseback riding, and all these other activities that we're going to be talking about in La Fortuna and elsewhere.
Hmm.
You're typically meeting other travelers every single day, not the same individuals, but each day you will be with other travelers, unless you specifically ask for private, and you will have English speaking and licensed tour guides.
And what Charlie does too, you don't have to go on any specific day. Any day that you would like to leave in the whole year is fine to go. Do you want to talk about time of year at this point? Or, yeah. So, what do you think is the best time of year to go?
I think November through April are the ideal months, but that doesn't mean you should disregard the rest of the year. There's wet season and dry season. November
Hmm.
through April is dry. May through September, October is wet. But even when it does rain, it's for short periods typically. It's very rare that it's going to be raining the whole day.
Mm,
So I wouldn't really say there's a bad time to go to Costa Rica, but I will say there's an ideal period, and that again is November through April.
yeah, I would agree with you. And it's a great destination for families and for couples, for romance. Fortuna, that area is a fabulous romantic area. And one of the best restaurants I've been to was like right across from the volcano, and just getting their ceviche. Oh my God, it was so amazing. Really good food.
Indeed. And once you get to La Fortuna, the day of arrival, we're already sightseeing. So what we do on that day is the canyoneering.
Mm,
That's the one that I think you're describing, where you're
I did that.
taking, yeah, that was the one that you're talking about, where you're taking those ropes and you're
Mhm.
like jumping down waterfalls. Me, as far as activities, I think that is the most fun activity in
Mhm.
all of Costa Rica. And people may think, well, you know what? If you're not 15 or 20 years old, you're not going to do it. No, we even get customers in their 60s, and I've even had some customers in their 70s who do this. So it is very safe, and you're strapped in, so
Mhm.
it's just a matter of you doing it. You don't need a lot of like strength to do this thing. It's just let somebody
No.
strap you in and just that's it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty easy compared to some of the other waterfall rappelling I did, like in Damahagua waterfalls in the Dominican Republic. Those are frightening. Like those were really scary to do. But this was like you're totally strapped in, and it was just really fun. It wasn't that far a drop.
Indeed, indeed. Um,
And I am in my 60s, by the way. So that is not old.
yep, you're still good, girl. You still got it. You never lost it. Um, so the day after doing that activity, we will typically take people to Rio Celeste. That's what it's called. It's
Mm,
basically like green rivers. It's really pretty, and you see different waterfalls, and just the colors of the water itself is really impressive. So La
mm,
Fortuna is good for a lot of these day trips. Another one is to Tenorio National Park. That's a famous one, and then there's
mhm.
another one to Arenal Volcano.
Yeah.
That's the most famous. The second most famous volcano
Mhm.
is Paus Volcano. That one's closer to San Jose, the capital. But these are all day trips. There's about 3 day trips that you do from La Fortuna. So it's really nice. So you're seeing different landscape every single day. It's not the same repetitive thing. And you're based in one hotel. So you're not packing and unpacking and packing and unpacking. You're just waking up in the morning and you're doing your thing. You're seeing something different, coming back at the end of the day. That's what's
And
nice.
do they have hot springs in that hotel?
Yes. So there's one hotel that's extremely expensive, Ecothermes. Um, I'm pretty sure you know about that one. That one will go $600-700 a night.
Hmm.
There are other hotels that I think are very good, that are of high quality, that are a lot more affordable. And me personally, I use the other ones more. I could see if you use the Ecothermes.
I
Um,
did actually. I used Tabacon for my high end customers, but then I have a ton of lower end hotels that are fabulous. They do such a great job there with their hot springs and the food and everything at their resorts. It's all, you want something a little more authentic there. You want to feel like you're in Costa Rica.
yeah, Understood. And
Hmm.
there's an alternative place because Ecothermos is specifically for their guests. So there's another place if you're not staying at that, $600 a night hotel. We take you to another spot for these thermal springs, and they're really nice. I mean, I was just there recently. It's relaxing, and then you also are provided with a buffet dinner after you relax in these different springs. So it's a good way to spend your day.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. It's very relaxing, and at the Tabacon, at least, you walk around in your robe the whole time. You walk around the resort in your robe, then you get on the little shuttle to the hot springs in your robe and your slippers. Like it's just very laid back, and of course, hot springs anywhere are going to be fabulous. So, but this is really more like natural hot springs that are real, not man-made, and they feel great. So it's a nice. I would say you've got the adventure part, and then you've got a couple days of just chilling there. But you don't have to do, or you could chill half the day and then go adventuring also, or the opposite. So how long do you spend in La Fortuna area?
3.5 days. And as far as the thermal springs, what we typically recommend is we keep you busy in the daytime. You're tired, and when you come back, now you've like rewarded yourself with these thermal springs and with a dinner as well. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it because you do want to just chill after you're rappelling down the waterfall. You want to just lay in a hot spring.
And after that, you're going from La Fortuna to Manuel Antonio, and that is indeed the most popular destination in all of Costa Rica. I think it's one of the best beaches for sure. It's a national park as well,
Yeah.
but it's one of the nicest beaches there.
Yeah, I mean, while we're talking beaches, there is the other side of the island, or I'm sorry, the country, where you've got the Caribbean coast, um, but it's hard to do that area. It's harder, I would say. I have sent people over there, but yeah, it's unless you're with a group like Charlie's, it's more complicated.
Manuel Antonio is on the Pacific side still.
Right.
The Atlantic coast doesn't have the same tourism infrastructure that the Pacific side has.
Yeah.
The Atlantic side does feel a little bit more like Caribbean. It feels more like Rastafarian style. But the Pacific side is where you're going to find all the Americans. That's where the Americans have purchased a lot of property, and unsurprisingly, that's where the costs are higher. So,
Yeah.
the most expensive hotels that you'll find in Costa Rica are indeed in Manuel Antonio. When I was a kid and I took my family to Costa Rica, we had an ocean view for $50 a night. That same hotel now is going for about $275 a night.
Yeah.
So the retirees have made the prices go up quite a bit.
But Costa Rica still is a good value destination. They don't really gouge you on pricing, and food is very inexpensive there. So the cost of living is lower.
Yep, the food is reasonably priced. The activities themselves are pretty good. The hotels can be a little bit relatively expensive compared to the neighboring countries,
Well, yeah,
but
that's true.
yeah, but I guess it's what you're comparing it to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you compare it to just other places in the world that are similar, it's a good value. But yeah, for South America or Central America, it's probably one of the best tourist destinations in how they have built it up. It's accessible. You can rent a car there. It's safe. Everybody speaks English for the most part. They are national healthcare providers. So, healthcare is there all over. It's an easy country.
Very safe indeed. It serves as a role model to the rest of Central America. I think the countries in the area have really researched, put a lot of time into figuring out what Costa Rica has done so right, because it was basically the first major tourist destination in Central America, at least south of Mexico. I mean, they're the ones who hit this thing first. Guatemala
Yeah.
came later, Panama came later, Nicaragua came later. Costa Rica is indeed the showcase of Central America. People feel
So,
safe there,
yeah.
and the tourism infrastructure is good. In terms of speaking English, my experience is that most people out there do speak English.
Yeah.
So that's another convenience that tourists have when visiting Costa Rica. So it's kind of like a home away from home.
And Manuel Antonio is a great place for you to spot a sloth. I mean, they're all over the place in the trees. Manuel Antonio is a beautiful park.
And you also have those howler monkeys. If you
Yeah.
don't know what those are and you hear them, you think it's this huge gorilla that's going to come kill you, because it's so loud. You think, my God, I'm dead. And then you look at this thing, and the thing's the size of your fist. You know what? Get the hell out of here, man. I was scared of you. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, you'll find those howler monkeys in Manuel Antonio. And you mentioned the surfing. Surfing is very popular in Manuel Antonio as well.
He is. He is the best. You're getting a great review. Charlie is a fabulous tour guide. That's why, or tour conductor. That's why I use him.
You're making me blush.
So, all right. So we're down in Manuel Antonio, and then what do you do with everybody?
Well, there's the tour of the national park, both by day and night. And we also give you a surfing class. Sometimes people don't want it. Most people do, but it is a lot of fun because you're surfing in a very exotic beach. And then otherwise, we get people just to kind of relax. We keep you pretty busy for 8 or 9 days. So at that point, it's like, you know what, you do want a little downtime, and we give it to you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I went to another little surf town called Santa Teresa, which is near there, and it's so quaint and cute, and it was a great stop with really great cafes. So if you want to add, customize these tours, do pre and post, whatever, we have lots of options for different places in the country that you might want to add on as well.
After Manuel Antonio, we relocate by shuttle. It takes about 4 hours to San Jose. San Jose itself, I don't find it attractive at all. It's, you fly out of there, but otherwise it's good as a base from which to make a day trip to the coffee plantations, as well as a waterfall called La Paz, and not least to Paus Volcano. Paus Volcano, for me, is the best volcano, even better than, I don't know, but that's my personal opinion.
And do you stop where they feed the crocodiles off the bridge?
When they're there.
That was a crazy experience that you throw chicken off this bridge to the crocodiles and they're just down there. Oh, like it's crazy.
They have their own clock. They almost know when the tourists are going to be there. So they know every single day exactly what time to be waiting for the thing.
Hey, Joey, don't worry. We're all good. So go ahead.
That's what happens on the 10th day, right? So on the 9th, so basically on the 9th day, the first half of it, you're enjoying Manuel Antonio. You kind of have some free time. Then we transfer you by shuttle to San Jose. You stay at a 5-star hotel. Usually it's Hotel Presidente.
Oh, I know them. I'm friends with the owner.
Oh, you're really good.
Yeah.
And then basically you sleep there for 2 nights because on the 10th day, that's when you make the day trip from San Jose to that volcano, that waterfall, and the coffee plantations. And the coffee plantations, I really like that one as well. And then by the 11th day, we're now taking you to the airport and you're flying from San Jose back home.
Yeah, Costa Rica is such an amazing location, and there's so many different things that we could do for you there. So we're going to do a short show today, just to warn you, because, I don't know why, but we have things to do. But Costa Rica, I think we covered it really well in a half hour. But scan the QR code and enter to win the $10,000 sweepstakes. Make sure you enter to win the quarterly contest on my links. And put Travel Talk Tuesday hashtag on your comments and get a $50 gift certificate towards any Charlie the Traveler tour. Do you have any last things to say today?
The people are very nice, for sure. They got a good reputation. They're very calm type of people. for sure. And there's an expression in Costa Rica. You know what it is?
Pura vida.
There you go. You got it. Pura vida,
Of
the pure
course.
life. And you know what? It's more than just a cliche. I mean, they really try to live by it. The pure life. You know, to not get distracted by the dramas of life. You know.
Yeah,
So
I
it's something
agree.
to live by, not to just say.
And one of my clients recently decided not to go because they saw it on the U.S. State Department list of caution. But can I just say that every single country has some kind of caution? Like the United States has difficult areas, also pura vida. So, I mean, it's up to you what makes you comfortable. But we don't take you to dangerous areas. We take care of you. And that's why you book with somebody like Charlie, who knows that he's got people he knows taking care of you all throughout the country. And when I book you in other ways, I do that also. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because this just happened recently with us. But so Charlie, what are we going to talk about next week? I know that there was something you wanted to talk about this week instead of Costa Rica. I can't remember what it was.
Whichever one you like. I like following your lead. You know what you're doing. So I'm good at answering questions. But which country would you like to do next week?
I'm
You have a
trying to think of
preference?
what we haven't done yet, but I know we just went over the list. I have like 11 episodes in my playlist of Travel Talk Tuesdays in YouTube. I think this is number 11. But
Vietnam? Vietnam?
we didn't do Vietnam yet?
I don't
Are
believe
you
so.
sure?
I can double check. Let me just check real quick, please.
Okay, because I swear we did it, but maybe not. We've both been there and we both love Vietnam. I swear we did because I think I talked about the Hanoi egg cream coffee. Maybe not. Are you looking at your list?
I am. I
Okay.
am. I was just looking at the list there. It says no, but I could be wrong. So
Oh,
tell me which country. Tell me which
well,
country, and we'll make it work.
no, let's do Vietnam. I think that's a great option.
Vietnam. I've been down to 98 countries. Vietnam's one of my top 10 favorites. So I'm happy to talk
Great.
about Vietnam.
All right, sounds good to me. So thank you all for joining. Sorry we're cutting short today, but you know it's freezing out here, snow day in Austin, and I've got good food coming for dinner. So thank you, Charlie, as always. Thanks for joining me, and remember to get a $10,000 sweepstakes in there, and Travel Talk Tuesday hashtags on your comments. Thanks so much for following. We'll see you next Tuesday. Oh, I didn't check. Are we here next Tuesday?
I will be, yes. And if
Let's
anybody
see.
gets a chance,
The
check out
28th.
our social media as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
That is right. Please check all the links in our bios and Google us. Both of us are all over the place. So we will see you on the 28th of January talking about Vietnam.
I can't wait.
Okay, Charlie. We'll talk to you
Thank you
soon.
so much. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye. Oops.